respect, the sacrifice for truth, and I still go out of my way to shake a veteran's hand and tell them thank you.
My mic is muted. I got it. Okay. Well, let's try that again. Johanna, I got it. I unmuted my mic. You can stop calling me. Thank you. So we'll start over. I'm Robert Santos, one of the candidates running for Congress here in Ohio's 13th District. I know, sorry, I had my mic muted, so I apologize. There should be some volume now. Quote of the week, always stand on principle, even if you stand alone, from John Adams. It basically, to me, it means regardless of what other people think, you got to go with your own beliefs. Otherwise, you're just another sheep in the herd following the flock. And we need individuals to stand out, not cause problems, but stand out and do what's right, regardless if it's not what the others want. And what I mean by that is my son's having fun upstairs. What I mean by that is I am a Republican. I am proud to have a Republican be running on. Don't know what he's doing upstairs, but it's making noise. So it's coming across. My apologies. I'm proud to be a Republican. I'm proud to have that banner. But why I'm like this quote so much is that we also need to tell our own family, hey, you're getting out of hand. You're getting out of line. I mean, look how the Democratic Party is right now. Look where it was way back when. It was decent. It was good. A lot of people were Democrats back then, and they transferred to Republicans because look what's happened. So we need people in our party to stay true to themselves, stay true to their values, and then make sure if anyone tries going out of hand, they keep them in line so that way the Republican Party stays as great as it is. First thing before we get into it, as you all know, I do have a hat. I want to thank Johanna. I still can't find mine, but she found this online, and I appreciate the gift. It was definitely means a lot. It was my favorite hat, so I'm glad I got another one. I also want to thank Tom. He's from Steel City Bar and Grill. He great guy. He actually gave me one of his shirts. He's like, Rob, you look better in orange. I was like, I don't think so. So he gave me an orange shirt. If you guys don't know, it's Steel City Bar and Grill. It's actually here in Youngstown. Great place. Another locally owned business that is suffering from this situation that shall not be named. Otherwise, Zuttenberg will use his algorithm and delete my post again. They still do takeout, so that's good. I mean, we're going to order some this weekend. Bill, Randy, Diane, thanks for joining. We'll get to the questions here in a little bit. So give me 1 second. I think Flay Seward, if I pronounce the name right. I apologize. Give me 1 second. We'll start going to questions. The first thing I want to talk about is if anyone hasn't read it or listened to it, this whole election has gone even more absurd. Today I heard the lieutenant governor say that if you haven't received your ballot, you can go and in-person vote on Tuesday, the 28th. But yet on the Secretary of State's website, it says that only those with disabilities and a very, very limited amount of individuals. So I reached out to the Board of Elections trying to get some clarification on this. Here we are on the 24th. It's Friday. Your absentee ballots need to be postmarked by Monday in order for them to be actually counted for the election. This doesn't give us enough time. This whole thing is completely blank backwards. So my suggestion is, if you haven't received your ballot, call, get in front of that office, knock on the door, say, what's going on? I applied, I sent my request form in, I haven't received my ballot. Where is my ballot? Because your voice needs to be heard. Whether you vote for me or not, I don't care. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, I don't care. This whole election is nonsense. It is completely absurd. And I feel bad for anyone who is not able to vote because of this completely ass backwards, yes, I cuss system. It's wrong in so many ways. So that being said, we'll talk about what Dwayne was talking about. I understand he had someone named Bill on his show, but I actually talked to a guy today who gave me some really good advice. So I'm going to show you what we talked about on my stance on this whole COVID-19, and I don't care if Zuttenberg squashes my post. But I have a guy here. He's a real good friend of mine. His name is Will, not Bill. Will. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what I think should happen, or what is really truly happening, besides what the governor is talking about. So mind my drawing, because I'm not a good artist. As anyone knows, I'm not a good artist. I have bad handwriting. So here we go. That's Will. Will has some symptoms. Will has symptoms. He's not too sure what's going on. So he calls his doctor, and two things are going to happen. He either has no money or no insurance, and he's told to stay home till he gets better. Or he calls his doctor, has insurance and money, but yet his symptoms are not severe enough. So they're not severe enough, which means he doesn't get tested. So he's told to stay home. And about a week later, going the wrong way, he gets better. And he carries on with his life. And now he's happy. That's supposed to be a tree, and that's the sun. And yes, Will has a cloud, and it's raining on him. So why did I draw all this? And yes, I am trying to make fun of DeWine, because I think this is completely ridiculous. And here's why. If you're sick, you're not supposed to go out anyways. You're not supposed to go near people anyways. If you have the flu, if you have pneumonia, if you have anything, you don't want to get anyone else infected. Be courteous to anyone else. Stay home. Don't just do it because this disease, virus is actually going out there. We should be doing these things anyways. We should be washing our hands regardless. All these restrictions that they're saying there's restrictions, it's common sense. We need to do this now. If you're sick or you're out grocery shopping, wipe down that cart. There's nothing that we need to do extra that we couldn't do before. Japan does it all the time. If you're sick or you think you're sick or it's during flu season, they wear the masks. I think it's a great idea. If you're sick, go ahead, wear it. We shouldn't mandate it. You shouldn't force it. If a business wants you to mandate it, that's fine. I get it, especially in the restaurant business. You don't want anyone getting sick. Wearing gloves, I get it. Do it all. But I was sick. I swear I had the COVID. I 99.9% positive I had it before all this went down the drain. I had body aches. I was sweating. I was cold. Figured that one out. I couldn't get warm, but yet I was sweating. I didn't have a fever. My body ached. I had that drive cough that started a week before I got severely sick, and then I got sick for 3 days, and then I cough stayed for another week, and I got better. I got over it. I understand there's some who are severely being affected by this. I get it. Now, I'm not saying this is not a disease out there that is fake or whatever, but we need to treat it just like anything else. If you're sick, take precautions. If you think someone's going on, take precautions. If you see a kid sneezing and looks like Niagara Falls coming out of his nose, don't let your kid go near him. Leave the park. Whenever you go to the park anyways, I always sanitize my kids' hands because I don't know what's going on or what these other kids have. Sometimes I know for me, my son's sick. He doesn't act it at all. He's still jumping up and down on the couch, being his normal self doesn't affect him at all. My firstborn, Timothy, was the same way. when he's sick, he didn't act it. He had a fever. He never acted. He wouldn't have known if he watched him running around. So as long as we're courteous about it, I think we'll be fine. Businesses right now that are open, they're following these procedures and they are doing just fine. Why can't the Steel Valley Bar and Grill follow those procedures? Why can't Pizza Hut do that? Why can't the Sunrise Inn over in Warren follow those procedures and stay open? I don't see any reason why we can't. It's time we need to open up Ohio. This is ridiculous. Our economy is suffering, and it's time to stop. So on a different note, for those who are not going to that protest, I guess it's a protest tomorrow at in Columbus, there is a parade. Yes, I said parade tomorrow in Lordstown. It is for a special individual. He's going to show you the news article on this person. It hit home to me because I am a father. I got 3 kids, and it would mean a lot to this young girl. So I'm going to show this to you, but Newton Falls girl has cancer, and treatment's not working. So they brought her home, and now they're putting it in the hands of God. So I'm going to show you guys this. It's only about 30-second, maybe 40-second long clip. But we'll read it, and I highly recommend anyone who's in the area to swing by Lordstown. I believe it's 3:30, and they're going to start around 4. Yep, they meet at Lordstown High School at 3:30, and they're going to leave at 4 to go in there. And hopefully I don't destroy her name, but Elena's house. You're going to drive by and let her know how special she is. Now, I know there's a lot of other individuals out there that are suffering, that are special. A lot of people are missing really highly important events, and there's some things some people who are suffering, and I get it. But this person right here, we need to brighten her day up. So let's just listen to this real quick, and we'll get on to some better, good, brighter things. I need to turn the volume up.
Take place on parade for a young girl from Newton Falls who has cancer will take place on Saturday afternoon. It's for 3-year-old Elena Brutzik, who has neuroblastoma, and she's had it now for a year. Her family has not given up hope, but they've decided to bring Elena home from the hospital. The parade will start lining up at 3:30 at Lordstown High School and will leave from the high school at 4 p.m.
Hopefully a miracle will happen, but if not, this parade or drive-by is a way to show her that we are so excited that she's home and we've missed her, and the whole community is really rallying behind them.
I hope it shows them how many people they do have that they can lean on and rely on for anything and everything that they need and for support.
Organizers are also encouraging people to wear yellow and or purple, the colors of neuroblastoma awareness.
That's my program. I'll get rid of that. All right. So if you guys are out there, I don't know those individuals. I'm in no way affiliated or whatever, but she's a local. It's devastating when she's 3 years old and she's already went through a lot. The least we can do is make her feel a little bit special for one day, and do whatever we can to help her and her family out. It would be great. Bill, thanks for joining. Greg, Liz, Dean, Carl, thank you guys for joining. I know I missed a few questions. We'll get on to it. See if I can figure out what is that question at. All right, Flay, you asked me what my stand is on healthcare. It's killing the American worker. Something needs to be done and addressed. I do agree. Someone does need to be addressed with our medical and our healthcare. The healthcare is so detailed, vast, and crazy. If you can give me a specific question, I will, but I do know it needs to be addressed. Now, the problem with healthcare, and it has to be handled very carefully, is that if you have A, B, and C, and then you want to change A and ever so slightly, you're going to pretty much affect B and C. So you're going to affect all these people who are on B and C. Now, if you affect A and then change B to go back to the way it was. It's a huge like infinity sign going back and forth. So we need to make sure we are constantly proactive on it. Have lots of individuals look on it, talk to the people, figure out what is good about your healthcare, what is bad about your healthcare. Because you may, for example, I hate Obamacare. I think it's ridiculous. But I've worked with some people who like it. And I don't want to take any healthcare away from them, but I don't want to make you have to pay for their healthcare. I don't want to help you out, but negatively affect them. I don't want to make you suffer more because you're paying more out of your pocket just because they can't afford it. It's a huge, endless cycle. We do definitely need to address it wholeheartedly. I won't ever never say I'm an expert on the healthcare. I don't want to say I'm not experienced in healthcare, but it is the most complex system out there. There's a reason why they have the Department of Health, just like they have the taxes. People ask questions about taxes all the time. There's a reason why the IRS was created, because it's so vast and there's so much detail involved in it that it needs to have more individuals involved in it to make sure that everything is covered. And when we change one thing, what is it going to do to affect everything else? Takes weeks applications. You got yours yesterday. Yeah, that's what they were saying today about it, is that if you do have, if you can still request it. I do know tomorrow, at least Mahoning County answered me. Tom McCabe is great. He actually was the only one to answer this question. The other ones haven't. They said the last day they're sending out ballots is the 25th. So they need to have the absentee ballot request form by then so they can process it, print out your ballot, and send it out to you. Hey, David, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So make sure you guys get that filled out. I know there was this whole in-person voting thing that was completely complex. According to the Secretary of State, it was saying that it was only for disabled individuals and only going to do a limited amount. Now, apparently, Lieutenant Governor was saying that he heard that the Secretary of State was saying that if you requested your absentee ballot, if you requested your absentee ballot, you haven't received it, then you can, in fact, go down there to the Board of Elections and vote in person. I don't know. I really don't. I have no clue. None. They're, you say yang, you say yada, you say tomato, I say tomato, potato. I have no clue. You say blue, they're going to say green. You say up, they're going to say banana. This is ridiculous. So if your really heart is solely set on voting in person, my suggestion is to call. Stand down there, knock on a door, call, grab your cell phone, stand in front of the Board of Elections while you're calling them. Hound them. Your vote counts. Whether you vote for me or not, I don't care. Your vote matters, and you need to make sure your vote actually gets counted for. Hi, Ray. Hey, Stephanie, Dave, Josh, Jim. Thank you guys for joining. Yes, I can adjust that. I'll pull it up right now. Remove my mic. Yesterday we talked about we went over abortions for a second. I guess I have someone asking me. They said they couldn't find it. So I will look it up right now. Earliest. All right. What I am doing right now, I'm going to totally mess up this name, but Lena Medina. She was 5 years old and 7 months and gave birth. So yes, it's called precocious puberty, and she was in fact 5 years old when she gave birth to a child on September 27th, 1933. She was the first, the youngest. That happened back in 1933, and it's been happening since then. It's a simple Google. Just Google it. It's right there. You'll see a whole laundry list of 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds. Obviously, they were all done by rape. I am pro-life, but I'm not going to put a 5-year-old through that. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to contemplate it for a month. That's my stance. I am not sorry for it. And I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm pro-life. I'm not going to sit there and let a 18-year-old who just broke up with her boyfriend decide to go down there. It ain't going to happen. She's an adult. She made a decision. She had a boyfriend. She broke up with a boyfriend. That's not an excuse. It's not a form of birth control, and I refuse to see it that way. I am not going to push legislation that makes it 100% illegal. No ifs, ands, buts. There's always something. Sandra, you said your brother didn't get his back either. I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no, because apparently they're changing their minds again. They're saying if you don't receive your ballot and you requested it on time, that you can. But I don't know. No one really truly knows what the heck is even going on. I wish it would be a simple yes or no, but it's not, because they're saying one thing, they're doing another. It's so you know, I'm not going to the bathroom. It's my coffee. I know it sounds like it, but it's not. I definitely need it. I probably should just drink it out of this thing. I honestly wish I could tell you, Sandra. I mean, I don't know. If you think he can, my suggestion is call. I can only assume that they're going to be open tomorrow. Trying to get a hold of them is really hard because they are sending out absentee ballots tomorrow, so they should be there. I would just hound them, find them on Facebook, hound them. Do whatever you need to. Monday, same thing. Monday, hound them. Hey, what the heck? I sent it this long. It's been this long. Where's my ballot? Where's my ballot? Where's my ballot? And then they will give you a ballot. Rise up. If you need help, I'll go down there, kick some doors. I'll help you, whatever you can, because you're not the only one that's having a situation. I know there's one other individual I've been talking to. His name is Mike, who requested it March 20th, and he's still waiting for it. Who are we going to blame? The post office, the Board of Elections? There's no point pointing the fingers at anybody because it's not going to solve the problem. The only thing I can say is knock down the door, say, what's going on? Where's my ballot? My voice is allowed to be heard. I want to hear it. I want an in-person vote March 17th. Y'all deny me that. I'm sitting here trying to request it the way you wanted me to request it, and now you're denying that to me as well. Raise hell. Exactly. Marshall, thanks for joining. Randy, Bradley, Scott. Yep. This weekend, actually, I'm going to finish my shed. I didn't have a picture. One of the things I just got asked, and again, I'll answer any question anybody wants. I'm going to finish my shed. It's got, all it's left is my door. I bought one of those Rubbermaid ones, and it is made in the United States. It is made in USA. We're done buying stuff from China. It's all USA only, but it's weird how the door has one of those weird plastic windows, and it wanted to seal. I couldn't figure it out. I think we're about to have a guest. I don't know. Yep. My son Logan is actually coming down here playing with his slinky down the stairs. He's going to want to say hi to you guys. So we'll say hi to him. And here's while we're waiting for him, I'll show you the Secretary of State's website so you can see what I'm saying. Frequently asked questions, and it's right there. In-person voting on the 28th is only limited. In-person voting on the 28th be available for individuals with disabilities who require in-person voting and don't have a mailing address. Logan, you can come say hi? Everyone's looking for you. Come here. He got a slinky today. Oh. Hey, look at that one right there. You show me when you're slinky? Slinky? Can you say?
Trump. 20.
See, he's got it. He's got it right. You say
Santos. 20. 20.
Vote for my dad.
Dad.
Who are we going to vote for?
Daddy.
See, I didn't have to tell him that. All right, can you say bye?
Bye,
You say nice seeing you guys.
guys.
Say bye, guys
Bye, guys.
and girls.
Bye, girls.
Okay, be good.
Say good night, love you.
Love you. Good night, okay?
Whoa.
All right. That was my youngest, Logan. He's now 4. He likes to make appearances. As y'all know, 7:30, 8 o'clock is his bedtime. If only you could see him now. He's a great kid. I love him. He's definitely makes me happy. But back to the let's show this. There we go. The in-person voting. It's only right now they're saying it's only for disabled individuals and those who don't have a home mailing address. However, now today the governor or lieutenant governor is saying that with the Secretary of State, they're saying that you can in-person vote. So whether or not that's viable, I don't know. So that's why I'm saying call. Do what you can. Excuse my son. I'm sorry. He hates going to bed. Do what you can. Call them. If you guys are having issues, let me know. Me and my group will be more than happy to go and knock on the doors. Call as well. Let us know. We will make the phone calls too if you guys are having issues. It is this completely thing is completely unprecedented. It's I don't know. I really wish Tim Ryan would actually step up. And I can't believe I said that, but he's our congressman. He needs to say something, but he doesn't care. Why? Because he knows he's going to make it to the general election because no one else is running against him until the general election. But starting March, and also they're not informing us if we're going to have a result April 28th or because as you can see on the website, it says they're going to tally those votes until May 8th. So that's why you have to have those absentee ballots postmarked by the 27th. They will accept them through the mail, and they will still count and add them to the tally up until the 8th of May. Now, are they going to give us a result this Tuesday? Are they going to have a rolling tally until the 8th, or are they just going to wait to the 8th to give us a final number? It'll be great because I'm pulling the little hair I have out of my head, and it's not much. We'll go to a couple questions. One of the quotes that Dwayne said today about businesses. So if you guys know anyone that has a small business or have a small business yourself, be prepared because Dwayne has no idea what he's talking about. This is what he said. We don't want to open something and then close it again, but there are no guarantees in life. So to me, that means he's like, if we open up tomorrow, for example, well, we can't guarantee how long you'll be open because I might just shut you down on Monday. That's why a lot of people are frustrated because they're not being told what's going on. They're not being given accurate, solid information. And that's all people want. That's why when I get elected, I will be sure that I will continuously communicate with each and every single one of you. I know my views, the people watching, will skyrocket once I get elected. Because I will make sure that I hear you, regardless if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care. If you're a resident of the United States, most importantly, District 13, I will be there to listen to you, your needs, and do what I can to explain to you why I did what I did, why we're doing what we're doing, and maybe carry you on board. If there's something that you want to present and that's great and it's going to help out the community, that's perfect because you're electing me to be your voice. How can I do the job and be your voice if I won't even listen to your voice? That's what our current congressman is doing right now. Pennsylvania slashing the virus death toll. Yeah, I read that article as well. I'll read it in more depth, but yeah, I got the cliff notes from that, and it specified that, as we all know, there are some COVID deaths that aren't really COVID. They were actually something else, and they were just classifying it as that because they get certain hospitals get so much money if someone passed away from it. But now Pennsylvania and some of the hospitals are reclassifying some of their deaths, which is in fact actually lowering the death rate. Obviously. My quote of the week, yeah, I could put that back up. Tyler Dale, thanks for joining. Yes, Logan is a handful. He is he's 4, just turned 4 on the 19th. We had just a small party. He's a great guy, obviously. He's my son. I have not talked about the tracing yet. I'm not for the chip, that's for sure. I think that's just, I have not heard the governor or anyone elected that's worth listening to say anything about a chip except possible conspiracy theorists out there. But do I see that eventually being brought up? I do see it being brought up, but I'm completely against it wholeheartedly. Stated it was voluntary. Yeah, that's how they start most things. They say it's voluntary, but then it's kind of like voluntold. So pretty much voluntold do it. As for the tracing, like for how what Dwayne was talking about with Bill, with his friend Bill, they're gonna ask him who were you around the last 48 hours, and then they'll call them, say who were you around 48 hours, and track and track and track. It's ridiculous. Now I think that should be voluntary, but we all know how coercion can happen. So I wouldn't tell them anything, especially since they won't test individuals who have a certain insurance. Testing they're saying is readily available. I just found out that my cousin may have this virus and that he got tested. He won't find out for a week and a half. But yeah, I heard the lieutenant governor and the governor say today that there's a test out there, that they're testing people right now that's readily available and it's out there. They can find the test results the next day. So why are they not doing that to everybody? I mean, you do the flu swab all the time. They do that pneumonia test all the time. If they're saying it's readily available, it should be readily available. If you want to get tested for it, you should be tested for it. And don't just test individuals with mild to moderate cases severe cases and ignore the ones with moderate or mild cases. It's not right. Because those become severe cases. Cell phone location. I mean, yeah, Trudy, I know what you're saying with that. I mean, that is one way they could track you. I have my location set on, so it always knows where I'm at. So my phone is tracking. I could turn it off, but guess what happens if we turn it off? Most of these apps won't work. I turn it off, play my game. Unless I'm somewhere that I don't want people knowing, but I'm never really anywhere that I don't want people knowing or I don't really care. If my life is so amusing that people want to know that I'm shopping in Walmart at the electronics section and they want to know where I'm standing, and have at it. If I'm that, what's that show with Jim Carrey? Where he's a TV star. What is that called? You guys know what I'm talking about, where he's like a TV star and people just watch him sleep. It's crazy. If that's what they want to do, if that they can for me. I don't care. But I don't think it's right. They shouldn't be doing it at all. They send them home. Yeah. So I mean, it's just like anything else, Trudy. I mean, this is why I'm so frustrated with this virus issue that's going on. The Truman Show, yes, thank you. Okay, the Truman Show. But Trudy, the reason why I'm upset is that these individuals who passed away, they have already had medical conditions that were aspirated, and I totally ruined that word, by this virus. Just like anything else, if you have a medical condition and you get sick, it could be devastating. If you get the flu, common cold, whatever, to me, it's the same. Now, I'm not saying that we need to shut down the door or open the door and say don't wear a mask. If you feel comfortable doing it, then wear the mask, wear the gloves. I'm not going to hold it against you. Have at it. If that's what you need to do to feel safe for you and your family, go ahead. When I'm out in the open, if I'm at the store, at the grocery store, and I see somebody, I'm going to make sure I'm cautious. If I see them sneezing, I'm going to go down the other aisle. And when I'm done, I'll have hand sanitizer from now on in my van or my truck. When I'm done shopping, use it. Today, we went down to the duck pond over at Mill Creek when I got out of work. We took Logan down there. I didn't care. We went out there. There was a bunch of people there. It was great. And not one person was wearing a mask. That was there okay. And guess what? We stayed because we were okay with it. We were okay that we were actually able to keep ourselves safe if someone else was sick because we had hand sanitizer. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Bear with me. We're going to go and show this here. And give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I saw making some noise. I know this is a really good mic. Wasn't too sure if it was picking up the sound or not. So we wanted to make sure you guys didn't hear him say, "I don't want to go to nap." All right. Yes, Trudy, I'm with you on that one. Like we're getting too much different stories from all over. You're getting like 5 different stories from 5 different people, and it's what do we believe? So all I can say is I'm just going to believe myself and my ability to care for my family, and that's what I trust each and every single one of you to do, to care for you and your family. Now, obviously, I'm going to be courteous, and if I'm sick, I'm not going to go out there. I'll have my wife go shopping. If she's sick, I'll go shopping. If we're both healthy, we'll all go shopping. If our kid's sick, we won't have them go to daycare. We never did. We never will. We don't want anyone else there to catch what our son has if he's sick. That's just the type of common courtesy that we need to do. Yeah, I agree, Mark. It is. I mean, they do everything they can to. They're using this medical situation as a reason to get more eyes on. I mean, Benjamin Franklin said it. I may destroy this quote, but he said, "The moment that we sacrifice our freedom for safety, we deserve neither." If those of you who remember maybe my second or third podcast, it was saying that to watch the Avengers, the Winter Soldier one, and it's been like this forever. Talked about how we were sacrificing our freedoms for safety. If we're attacked by an enemy force and they were trying to forcefully take our freedom, we will fight back. But if we go from the inside and give individuals fear, we give people a reason to be afraid. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the only thing they have to fear is fear itself. If we give people a reason to be fearful, then they will sacrifice their freedoms to feel safe, not realizing they're actually going against everything that they believe in and everything that our forefathers have fought for so hard for. Yes, exactly. I mean, I sometimes I only think the left hand knows what the left hand is doing, and the right hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Mike, don't worry about being late. You didn't miss much. You missed Will. You have to watch the beginning. I had a friend over His name was Will. I know DeWine had Bill on, some guy who was affected by the virus, but I had Will. I'll show you that in a little bit. We just need to be cautious with this. Like my work, they take precautions. We produce food for the military. So we do what we need to get done. The same thing. That's what all the other restaurants should be doing too. They take the precautions and make sure the employees are not sick, which we all know employees go to work sick because I've done the same thing. Yeah, I think we need to be more on board with stay home. One of the reasons why we do go sick is that if we do feel sick and we feel like we can't go to work, we know we're going to get hounded by our boss. Oh, what the heck, you know? And that's one of the reasons why we got the norm of sucking it up and dealing with it and carrying on our day. Those type of things we do need to stop. If you're not feeling good, stay home. Get better. Take the medication. Call your doctor. Say, hey, this is what I got. Now, I'm not saying just always call your doctor if you have a splinter, but if you feel like you need to, go. If you feel like you need to go home, go home. And your employers should never hold that against you because then we'll have a situation like this. That's interesting, Michael. I didn't know that. Let me see here. Media, preliminary. Yes, there is a way. Let me see here. You can track your ballots. Absolutely. Let me pull this up here. Where is it at? All right. If you guys go to the Secretary of State's website, go on the home page. All right. If you want to track your ballot, see where it's at, if it's lost in the mail, or if it even made it to the destination, you go down here where it says the primary election extended. You click that button, and there'll be some questions down here underneath the 2020 primary election. Go down to track your ballot. And obviously, you would click the county that you're in. For me, it's Mahoning. Guess the clicking ain't working. Oh, there it goes. You type in your name, whatever type. I don't care. Everyone knows my name, Robert Santos. You type in the primary election for March 17, 2020. You type in your name, and you hit submit. And it'll tell you right there if you voted or not. I went early voting. So it tells you. I went on the 16th, the day before. I was a little weary, but I went the day before, and I voted. Me and my wife did. So it'll tell you. If you go on this website, you can actually find out if your vote actually even counted. Mike, I know you're telling me you haven't gotten yours. I would call. I'll say this again. I always said this earlier. Call, and bug them. If you listen to DeWine's speech today, the lieutenant governor was saying that the state legislator, LaRose, has stated that if you requested your ballot and you have not received your ballot, go down and you can in-person vote. So that's where I was confused because on the state Secretary of State's website, it says you can't. So, Mike, I would definitely call, and I would, if they don't ever answer or there's nothing happening, go down there and raise hell. Your voice matters. Your vote counts. We just need to make sure it happens. There's a lot of individuals out there just like yourself who are waiting. So yeah, that's the best way you guys can track if your ballot actually made it to the Board of Elections and if it's been scanned properly. Obviously, it doesn't say what you voted for, but it's there. You can do the same thing with Trumbull or all of them. If you want to check your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, sisters, anything like that, you can do it. Thank you, Johanna, for providing that link. I believe that's the... Yep. So check some questions here. I'm sorry. I know I missed a few of you all. Johanna, you said no record was found. You voted in person. I would call. Johanna, that's the only thing I could say is definitely call. I wish I was in a position, if I was your congressman, when I am your congressman, if something like that happened, it'd be a simple phone call. I'd go down there. What's going on? I'll text. You live in Mahoning County, so I'll follow up. I'll call some people to see what we can do. Find out why it would say that. Pamela, Paulette, I'll take you watching. So yeah, I mean, that's where the confusion extremely comes into play. Is that the Secretary of State's website says this. This is what they said. But now today at 2:00, they were saying that you can in-person vote if you don't get your ballot. How much can we believe what they're going to say? I don't know. Because they're saying one thing and they're doing another, and then they're changing mind 2 days later. So who knows? I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and give you false information. We get that already with our current congressman. And I won't tell you. And I'm not afraid to say, I don't know if I don't know. Becky, Debbie, thanks for joining. Ed. You actually did your ballot, Michael? Yeah, see, I couldn't tell you. That's the only thing we do is we need to call. I'll get the phone numbers and I'll post it on my website, on my Facebook page, both my personal and my campaign page. All the numbers of all the counties: Stark, Summit, Portage, Trumbull, Mahoning. I'll get all their phone numbers. Whichever board of elections that you belong to, and call them. If you guys need help, I'll have a team of people to call them as well. We need to hound the board of elections to make sure that our votes count, regardless who you voted for. Again, I'm a humble guy. I get it. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. You voted. It's your constitutional right, and I'd be damned if the board of elections is actually going to mess it up or something is going to stop you from voting. Thank you, Ruth. You checked it. You counted. That's awesome. Yes, Trudy, I will post that on my page. I'll make sure I'll do that along with the phone numbers. Mike, you're on lockdown. I'll get the numbers, Mike. We'll call. We'll figure out what's going on. Connie, thanks for joining. Ken. Brian. Oh, Brian. That's my cousin. If you're still here, hey, Brian. Yeah. No, you're fine. It's all right. That's the thing is that as I was talking about, not last one, I think it was Monday, or maybe it was last Friday, all these days with this whole restrictions is meshing together, is that some people aren't getting notifications for my live stream. The reason being is because I'm using certain words that Zuckerberg and his algorithm, they try to bury people's posts if they use certain words like COVID. They'll bury your post. They'll bury your live stream. So less and less people see it. So that's why I need each and every single one of you to always invite your friends to the live stream, share it, create watch parties, do whatever you can to get the word out. Because I guarantee you, and I promise each and every single one of you, if I don't win this election, I am not going anywhere. One, I'm stuck in my house. So technically, I'm definitely not going anywhere. But we'll be here to fight tooth and nail for each and every single one of you. I made a promise, and I continue to uphold that promise. So Monday, I'm going to make a challenge out there. There's one individual that I truly, truly want to see. And I want them to answer the question. I don't have it, but I'll find this picture. I want to challenge one of my opponents, Hagen, to explain why she voted for a pay increase. So let her know. I want to hear from her mouth why she voted for a pay increase. Please tell me why. Because if I don't win and you win, you need to earn my vote. Because right now you've been hiding away from these questions. You've been hiding in your house, scared, afraid of confrontation. Now, I'm not trying to start a fight. I want to know. This is the type of person I am. If I wasn't running for office, these are the type of questions I would be asking every single individual who is running for office. Why did you do this? Why, and what would you do? She refused to answer why she voted yes for a pay raise, why she voted no to stop mandatory overtime, why she voted no for helping victims of sex trafficking. She's refusing these questions. What's going to happen when she gets to Congress? She's going to vote for a pay increase, which is going to do what? I know I just gave a middle finger. It's not what I meant. All right. She's going to vote for a pay increase again. She's going to vote the same exact way as she was a legislator. So I challenge Christina Hagen to come on here live, not type anything out, and explain to the people why you voted for a pay increase, why? That's all I want to know. We know you did it. You can't say you didn't. You did. Tell us why. And I want to challenge my other opponents that come on here as well. It's already too late, right? If people, tomorrow is the day that they're going to send out the ballots. So what's the worry? What do you have to lose? Come on my show. Make me look like an idiot. I don't care. Tell me why. I want to know why she voted for a pay increase. I want to know why Dwayne Hennon ain't doing crap for the people. And I want to know why Lou Learis, who's a millionaire, ain't doing nothing to help people except use his money. He's going like this with his money, trying to buy votes. I want each and every single one of them to prove to me why they deserve my vote if they win. Because I'd rather not vote at all if they can't do that. That's why I know I am a better candidate than anybody else who's running for office, because I will answer these questions. I will answer the hard questions. I don't care if it makes me look stupid. I'm going to tell you what my beliefs are. I'm going to tell you why I did it. Even if we don't agree on it, I'm still going to tell you why, but I'm not going to sit there and belittle you. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that you're wrong, that you're naive. I'm going to try to make you understand where my mindset's coming, and I want to understand where your mindset's coming, because maybe you see something I don't. Maybe I see something you don't. That's how we can have a common conversation, a casual conversation. I know I destroyed that word too. I want to know, because they haven't done nothing. Lyris is not doing anything. He has someone else controlling his page. You have Hagen showing videos of her kids saying, "Oh, I wish I could hug my mother." I get it. I miss my family too. My mother was supposed to come fly out here for Logan's 4th birthday. She's never missed a birthday. And she's brokenhearted because of it. So I know how devastating it is. And then you have Hennon, who's just sharing posts saying, "Vote Hennon. I'm a pastor, but I don't lead inside any church at all." I want to know. I can get all three of them on here at once. I would love for them to attack me. I want them to attack me, to belittle me, to try to belittle me. I challenge each and every single one of you. Share this post on them. Tag them, especially Hagen, because that's my number one challenge. Why did you vote for a pay increase? How do we know you're not going to do that when you're elected? If you get elected to Congress, which we all know you're not, because you're just an elitist. You are a politician, and you're a career politician. Otherwise, you would answer these questions. You're lying to the people, and the people could see right through you. I won't attack you personally. That is your platform. That is your history. Be more than happy to pop it up again if you want us to. But I will. I had it on my last stream before. It's up there. I know I get a little passionate because I care. That's just who I am. It's how I'm going to act when I get to Congress. I'm not going to sit there and get pushed around because we know what's going to happen when we run for office. And yeah, that's my coffee. Maybe my coffee's kicking in. That's why my energy's kicking up. So right now, I tell each and every single one of you, invite your friends right now because this is about to get a little pissy right now. I think it's going to be a little interesting. I'm tired of seeing people get elected in office and just becoming sheep. If we know one person who's running for office, if Donovan Nunes and Jim Jordan came down to your office and said, hey, man, we got this bill. Psh, we want you to co-sponsor it. They would sign it in a heartbeat. What would this candidate do? Read every single line in it. Read everything to make sure that it's good for the people. And if it's not, I would give it back to him and say, no, you need to fix it. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not going there to make enemies. I'm not going there to make friends. I understand how the game is played. You need to make friends to make sure your bills get pushed. And it's kind of like scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I get that, but I ain't going to scratch your back if it's a disgusting PO bleep. All right? It's not going to happen. I'll pull it up. Absolutely. All you have to do is type in Christina Hagan's voting record. When she was a state legislator. If she wants to come on now, she can come on now. It just takes a webcam. I'll be more than happy to get anyone on to answer this question. If someone can answer that question for me, then I would be extremely happy. There's a lot of bills. I mean, there's a sex trafficking one, and she didn't want to help out victims. I don't know why she didn't want to help out victims. Like she voted no on that. She's not a Trump supporter. Look at her history. She did not support Trump since day one. She waited till the bandwagon was already full. Once the bandwagon was full, then she jumped out. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Trump, and I supported him since day one. You can check my personal Facebook and go back, and you can see how me and my wife supported Trump since he started his campaign. There are still good ones, yes, but majority of them are paid. I hate to say it, it's to stare at the computer and look, but I will find it. There's a pay raise for elected officials, is what it was called. But I know she's on. She's joined this thing before. I know I only got 12, 13 viewers, but I don't care. Let's show these 13 viewers what type of voter she is. Christina Hagan has refused to provide voters with positions on key issues covered by this test. Okay, come on, refused. See, even I won't hold that against her. I know what this is talking about. This voters guide. I got it the day before, and it's like 10 pages long. So if you guys look up that Voter Smart, where it says if she refused to answer, or any candidate, let's put it this way. If you guys look up the voters' guides or any type of questionnaire for any candidate, whether it's a trustee all the way up to Congress, and if it says that they refused, don't buy that. I'll even give her that. I'll even give Tim Ryan that. But I mean, no, not really, because Tim Ryan has a staff that he can have people fill it out for him. They're probably going to say the same thing to me, refuse. I remember this actual questionnaire because the questionnaire was like 10 pages long. And I got it the day before. And when you run for office, you get like a stack of questionnaires from all sorts of different organizations that want it. You know, the Black Caucus, the UAW, the unions, the NRA, the Buckeye Firearms, Ohio Guns, you name it, they'll give it to you. And you got to fill them out as much as you can. And when you don't have a big staff, it is kind of time consuming. So you kind of have to pick and choose which questionnaires to answer, which one's not to answer. I know I tried to answer as many as I can. So even that, I wouldn't hold it against them. But I want her to answer my question in this bill if she can. And if she can't, then that's fine. I was wondering if someone can tag her in this. Oh, I'll find it. It's a House Bill 661, increase salaries of elected officials. That much I have that. Where is this? It's right there. That's the bill. House Bill 661. If you guys want to read it, you're more welcome to read it. But that's the bill that she voted yes on, and it gave herself a pay increase. I want her to answer that question. I will wait here all night if I have to as well. Yeah, she is. The only problem is, I mean, I support Trump too. I really do. I am pro-Trump. But if he, and he hasn't, if he were ever to do something, and I don't ever see this happening, ever to do something that's devastating to our country, I would definitely say, dude, what's wrong with you? You know, knock some sense into him or something. Not physically, but like, hey, man, wake up. House Bill 661. We'll figure this one out. Hey, I'll do this right here. Okay, again, House Bill 661. I'll find it. I'll have it on Monday. I won't bug anybody with this. But it's ridiculous. I know there's a lot of people out there who are friends with her, but she needs to answer that question. If any one of these, that's the thing, is any one of these candidates who are running for office, how there was a lot of mudslinging. And I'll say this now because we're at the end of the election, basically, is that I have dirt on every single one of them. And I refuse to use it because I know my stances will speak for itself. The way I am will speak for itself. I know I'm going well over the 50-minute mark. I know it's kind of boring listening to somebody for over an hour. I get it. And I definitely appreciate you all for staying, but get the word out. I will be going live again on Monday, and I will again on Tuesday while we're getting the, because the lieutenant governor did state that we will have apparently the results Tuesday. Now, obviously, there will still be more of a, like, kind of a running tally up until the 8th of May because there will still be absentee ballots coming in, but the majority of the votes will be counted by 7:30, at which time I guess they're going to give a results, which is good. So it's either going to be you know what? No, it's going to be a good day no matter what, because I will always be here for each and every single one of you. I'm proud of everybody, everyone's support. It is amazing what's been going on. However, I still want that answer from Hagen. Why she voted for a pay raise. So I will tag her in Monday's talk. I will message her on her phone because I have her cell phone number. I'll message her on Facebook, which she never replies to anyways. And if everybody else can tag her as well, that would be great because I want to know why the so-called number one candidate can't even answer a dang question about why she voted a certain way. Be honest. We all know the answer. Greedy. And that's it. It's just greed. Complete greed. David, Adam, Paul, thanks for joining. She won't answer, but that's fine. You want to know why, Mike? Because the people will know that she's afraid to answer. And that's what's wrong. People need to know. I really want to find this. It's seriously going to drive me nuts if I can't find it. You gotta have coffee. Hey, this is basically a coffee for candidate, Mike. So if you want to vote smart, that's where it is. Man, why am I typing in voter guide? House Bill 661. So I have the votes here, but they don't let me search for a particular bill. I will find it. I mean, that's the only way you can do it. That's hey, the coffee's good. Am I slurping? I'm sorry. I try not to. I'm going to find. I know I'm running over, and I appreciate everybody who's sticking by, but I am going to find this. Here, I'll even share it so we all can look together. So that's some upsetting. I haven't read that one yet. Authorized medical marijuana. I'm a little upset about that. I'll go into that Monday. I did the last time. I mean, as long as it's prescribed by a doctor, it's controlled. It's a controlled narcotic. That'll be perfectly fine. Just like Vicodin, Percocet, oxycodone, as long as it's prescribed and it's used appropriately. Because I do have a lot of veteran friends, brothers and sisters that are suffering from severe PTSD, night terrors, and it wasn't in 2012. And the only thing that's ever legitimately helped them was the medical marijuana. And they're not there using a bong. It's like a pill, and it helps them actually sleep. If they deleted this so no one can look at it, Vote Smart doesn't delete stuff. I swear they better not have. No. I definitely want to read that. You all saw it before. Absolutely, Mike. I will message you. We'll find it later. We're well over time. I do appreciate everyone who stuck by. So I'll just reiterate. Absentee ballots, you guys don't just request them. Go down there to the Board of Elections. It's pretty much the only way you're going to make sure you actually get them. The drop-off box actually has a pickup. Fill it out right there. Put it in a drop-off box. That way you know that they have your actual ballot application. They are sending out the ballots on the 25th. Whether or not you're going to get it on the 27th, which has to be postmarked on the 27th, I don't know. The in-person voting thing is your guess is as good as mine. We all saw what the Secretary of State's website says. We all heard what the Lieutenant Governor said today. Who knows? I mean, blue is banana, apple is red. I don't know. So with that, before I confuse myself anymore, thank you everybody who stuck around the whole entire time. I know we're well over our 50 minutes, but I definitely want to thank every single one of you for everything you guys have done, your support, your kindness, your assistance, being there, your questions. If you guys have anything else, let me know. I will find that and I will post it out because I want people to know who these candidates are and definitely vote for the person you need to. And if you haven't gotten your ballot yet, kick down the elections door and make sure that your voice is heard. With that being said, thank you. God bless you all, and God bless America.